Hello and welcome to Reviews. Do you want to keep up the Captain Marvel theme we started yesterday? Let's keep up the Captain Marvel theme from yesterday. Since I have to go back to work here in a little bit here, so I'm just home on a break. I had to go to my backup comic shop to get this because, like I said, my main shop did not order. Unless you had it on your pull list, they did not order Captain Marvel #1. Why? Because Captain Marvel doesn't sell for them. Oh, sure, if you put it on your pull list, but they can't buy extra issues, to just have on the shelf because it doesn't sell. So what are we going to do? Let's throw another #1 out there. Now, I do like this cover. Because, as I said in a previous thing where I saw the ad, I like Amanda Connor's art. She could have just as easily have drawn Captain Marvel to look like Power Girl from her run. But no, she does look different. And she looks feminine. And this is thick. Not just Carol, but this book is kind of thick here. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll just jump right into it. And of course, we got the Stan Lee tribute, and then Kelly Thompson, who can be a good writer. I do like some of her stuff. This is not the book, though. No, it's not. I mean, starting right off the bat, how many #1s have we had? We just had The Life of Captain Marvel, which was kind of a good jumping on point. We don't need you trying to be Grant Morrison with this all-star Superman beginning. Yeah, it's okay, fine. Yeah, it's a wasted page. Let's turn the page. Oh, yeah. 2-page spread for the open. Let's see, that's one wasted page. Extra wasted page. Could have been done with 1 page. Okay, so now I know why she's so thick. But at least it starts off in the middle of the action. And, it's not an in media res. It's just going to shoot up. We don't need to know how this creature got here or whatever. Motivation. No, it just shows up. Who cares? Maybe this one will just walk off in the ocean like a West Coast Avengers. Kelly seems to have this thing, but no. I'm kidding. I do have a problem with this, but I'll come back to that. So we have Carol showing up to help Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, who's attacking this giant octopus kraken thing that's just smashing cars, doing a whole bunch of destruction. Where'd it come from? Where'd it go? Who knows? It might as well be Cotton Eye Joe. Oh, sirens. That's the problem when you live really close to a hospital. You get sirens like that. So Carol is getting the sit rep. Boy, I miss that left hook. Is that your way of saying you missed me? It is. For more than just my punches, I hope. Of course. Do you know how tiring it is telling people your girlfriend, I'm sorry, your best friend lives in space? They give you that look. That look people give 13-year-old boys who say they have a supermodel girlfriend who lives in Canada. I get to be the Canadian supermodel in this analogy? You do. I'll take it. What do you know about this? Okay, fine. I know 50% of all Marvel females are bisexual, and these two have long been this weird, flirty best friend. Just make them bisexual for each other at this point. It's not even amusing anymore. It's not titillating. It just comes off as, see? They're besties. It's kind of flirting. Women don't talk like that. So they give the sit rep, and sorry, just automatically, Jessica jumps in and tries to use her Venom Blast. Poor Jessica is so outmatched in this, and the dialogue tries. Again, they all write like bad '90s sitcoms. Set up, punchline, canned laughter. Set up, punchline, canned laughter. Set up, punchline, canned laughter. Okay. Only that already kicked my butt in front of the stock exchange. I bet those Wall Street guys love that. Ha 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 ha. That they did. And you? Not so much. Ha 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 ha. You see? That's exactly how this reads. So, they go back, and I have a problem with the way Kara... after reading Spider-Gwen, they pointed out something in that. And I'll come to in a second. So they do this whole fight, trying to fight. Carol's kicking it, and okay, it turns out I'm not actually wild about going up. I can't really fly, right? I mean, I glide like a pro. But it's not exactly flying. You see, if you put in the canned laughter, you can see how this verbatim reads like a bad 90s sitcom. I've mentioned it, other content creators have mentioned it, and it gets really annoying. It's not funny. So Carol punts the thing, and yeah. And while everyone has been running for their lives, we have this mom and her daughter and walking the dog, and they're just staring at it. Why weren't you running? Why weren't you running? Until the little girl gets et. Once she gets eating, Carol gets mad. Oh, hell no. And jumps down its mouth. Now, remember what I said about reading Spider-Geddon recently? They brought up a really good point with oh God, what's the robot from the Japanese 70s show, Lepidodron or whatever? Yeah, attack with your strongest move first, basically. Um, During all this, when I was first reading this, going, okay, why is she kicking it? Why is she punching it? It's obviously a great danger. It's only until the little girl gets threatened that she remembers she has cosmic rays that come out of her hands. And that's when she decides to kill it. Yeah, why didn't you do that earlier? Why? Wasted pages, stupid banter. So she rescued the little girl and her dog too, and they start throwing up. Oh, ha ha ha! See, it's funny. And look, the dog's throwing up blood. Why is the dog throwing up blood? Um, did the dog get some internal injuries, or was it eating what was on the inside? Ma'am, get your puppy looked at. So, but let's see. Bisexual women flirting. Uh, Tentacle creature. Did I buy Japanese porn on accident again? Did I do that again? I'm actually surprised Kelly Thompson didn't make a joke about that with everything else, but... So then Iron Man shows up to claim the carcass, and you ever notice Iron Man, it's usually when he guest stars in books like this that he has the whole army of remote-controlled suits that do the cleanup. Not usually too often when needed. Why is that? Anyway, it's just something I pointed out. So, Tony calls Carol in. Now she's back from her sabbatical with her family, dealing with her brother's injury, now her mother's death. She's come back to the Avengers, but she needs to do an interview because they've done polling, and it shows that the people have kind of lost faith in her, not because of her sabbatical. People, they relate to that. They don't relate to her being in space when she was working with Alpha Flight in space, defending the Earth. Could it also be something to do with Civil War II? You remember when she was arresting people who had done nothing wrong based on visions? Yeah, that she ignored due process. You might remember that, Tony. She put you in a coma during that. Yeah, her boyfriend got killed. Her other best friend was in a coma. Yeah. Any of this ring a bell? That might be why people have a problem with her. Oh, but then again, children with dogs just run up to Kraken, so who knows? People in the Marvel Universe are stupid. So again, we get all this stupid, supposedly Banty Witter. Banty Witter? Witty banter. This book is making me dumber. Between oh my god, fine, set up the interview. Already done. Consider the invitation already in your mailbox, because I sent it this morning. Yes. We get it. He's Tony Stark. Oh, we got this ad folding out here. And of course, like all the books these days, they have to put in a younger character. In this case, it's Hazmat, who is not doing well under Tony Stark's tutelage, trying to help her control her powers. They've been leaking, and I really don't know too much about the Young Avengers, I'll be honest, but... So we get a little bit of bonding time. And remember, yeah, this book is weird. And I'll explain why this book is kind of weird, because remember, this is Carol Danvers. She has a movie coming up. She's supposed to be so strong. She's a great feminine role model. And this book really... I think they're trying to make her just tough and snarky. And I know people are going to rip on me about this. I know someone's going to take complaints, but she comes off as a bitch. She really does. Um, Maybe I can help you figure it out. Why would you help me? You don't even know me. I'm trying to get my help a kid across the street merit badge. Ha 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 ha! Okay. I know you're trying to be funny. Sorry. You, this is a kid that you just point out is going through some problems. Don't be snarky to her. Tony brought you in to be empathetic, which is something Carol Danvers cannot do. And if you know anything about the history of the character, when she became binary and everything, she lost the emotional connection to her memories. But I think those got restored. But, a good writer would take that and say, there's still a break there. That's why she does some of the things she does. Wow, you're old. What the hell is a merit badge? The Scouts are still a thing. Yeah. Yeah, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts are still a thing. So, yeah, why would she even say, wow, you're old? She would just say, what the hell is a merit badge? I already regret this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then she sees James Rhodes. Rhodey, of course, as I mentioned, got killed because of her during Civil War II, but he's back. He's better now. And this is the first time that the two of them have met up. And, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't reach out when I heard you were back. I also thought it would be awkward. And of course, as with all the books, the oh-so-witty young character. But it's not awkward at all. Nope, never seen a less awkward conversation. You two used to be a thing, huh? You know I'm the boss of space, right? Yeah, but we're not in space. Right, but I could hurl you into space, and then guess where we'd be? Space? Bingo! Ha 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 ha, you bitch. Yep, now you're just casually threatening the kid. Great. Great. This is stupid writing. Kelly, you're better than this. So they agree. Rhodey and Carol agree to have dinner. And remember, Jessica Drew and Carol are going to have coffee later. So they're doing a little bit of catch up. And Rhodey explains what happened. And, he doesn't want to wear the War Machine armor for a while. People may not remember this, but back around Iron Man 214, 215, right after Tony got the Silver Centurion armor, and Rhodey was still wearing the classic red and gold. They went into space, and upon re-entry, he caught fire inside the armor, and Tony blamed himself, and Rhodey swore off being Iron Man, because, stress from that, until War Machine. But am I the only one that remembers that? Just curious. I just thought of that. So then we get, he's driving a tank now, and so, Tank Boy? Hey man, it would obviously be man. Tank Man. Oh right, of course, my mistake. Damn straight. Ha 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 ha! Stop it. So, of course, she's worried about Jessica, and, stop soon. You want to call her? No, I'm sure she's fine. I'm just being paranoid. I'm glad we did this. Past tense, doing this. Wow, now it seems unseemly. I'm just kind of drifting into Carol having the more masculine voice. I just realized I did that. I've always liked the word unseemly. I don't hate it. Yeah, as they get close, and then, hello? And the reporter shows up for the interview. Hi, Captain Marvel. I'm Ripley Ryan with Miss Magazine. Mr. Stark texted me that you changed the meeting location for our interview. Okay, so, it's crazy. Now, the second weird part is, remember Captain Marvel? She's the star of her book, right? Yeah, she kind of forgot her powers in the beginning of the issue. Why is it... My stomach's rolling. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Why is it that Rhodey is the one saying, you know what? We were just finishing up. Why don't we all walk this dinner off? You guys can talk for a bit. Maybe set up another interview time. And then Carol says, sure. Yeah. That's a good idea. Isn't she... I don't need a man. Rhodey's just making the decisions, and she's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. It kind of seems out of place. Maybe it's a nitpick, but with what's coming up in a few pages, So then she gets shot by a ray, and la la la. We get Nuclear Man. And this actually took me a moment to remember. Nuclear Man, he might be an old Fantastic Four foe called Machismo. I'd forgotten about this guy. It took me a minute to remember. He was in Sensational She-Hulk when John Byrne returned to the book when he was originally on it, then left and came back. And he's from the same, maybe not the same future, but he's kind of associated with Thundra. So, yeah, really pulling this out. Why is he here? Why is he? Who knows? You kind of get a little idea on the last page, I'll be honest. But, yeah, a lot of these books, just no intentions, just show up in the middle of the thing. I'm going to announce myself, shoot you. Why not? Sure, who cares? And again, we have Rhodey here calling all the shots. Tony, we need an immediate assist. Carol's been attacked. Where's da 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 da? I don't have any gear, so she's basically on her own. Send whoever you can. Then Carol comes in and attacks him, and yes, so can I help you with something? Yes, you can help me by bowing down to me, by prostrating yourself before my magnificence. Well, someone is going to hit the ground, and then, but it isn't going to be me. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, that's straight from the 80s, that joke. Yeah, straight from the 80s. Delivered to you in a $5 package. I can't really keep going. I'm getting near the end of this, but there is one more thing I want to point out. Yeah, then the Avengers show up, the main Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, and Cap, and so they say, "You want us to handle this?" Actually, if you don't mind, I was in the middle of something, and we get the jokes about his coat is doth fetching. Dost thou agree? No, I don't agree, Thor. He looks like a 7-foot-tall dystopian Russian pimp. Ha 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 ha! I wonder if this is kind of an in-joke, a callback. I don't really know if any writers are clever enough for this, but when we see him, if you remember the old Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby as Bruce Banner and Lou Ferrigno, they actually had a couple TV movie specials, and one of them had Thor in it. And Thor kind of looked like this. He had the long kind of jacket like this, if I recall. I mean, it was just a short jacket, but it actually kind of reminded me of this. So I'm not sure if that's an intentional joke or not. I can't give Kelly Thompson that much credit, so. But no, he's just playing possum and takes out the other Avengers and knocks them all down, which I'm strangely okay with because it is Carol's book. Let her shine. When she's in a team book, Yeah, of course they have to. What's the wrestling term for this? There's a wrestling term. I don't follow wrestling, but I have heard it. They have to kind of take a fall for them. And this will weakening ray. That's kind of hard to say. Will weakening ray works on all comers, though is most effective on the frail and easily persuaded female species. Now, the character is like this, although I remember him being a lot dumber, but he is kind of like this. So, yeah, is it though? Yeah, remember I said female, you're going against Carol Danvers. I'm sorry, easy joke. And, so yeah, the portal gets opened, and no, it's not going down like this. I'm not losing her, the interview Ripley person, Ripley Riley, I think her name was. And I'm not losing her to a weird portal and a 7-foot misogynist. Okay, so we see we're going right with that. Girl power, yeah. You had to dig this character. I mean, you can say what you will about things being woke these days, but this character was dumb back in the day. I think he was always meant to be dumb, and yeah, you really went there, Kelly. You really kind of doubled down on the whole strong woman thing. You didn't have to do that. You really didn't. And it's funny and that's why I pointed out that thing with Rhodey just a few pages before. He's making all these decisions for Carol, and she's just, sure, yeah, that's a good idea. She, in the beginning, forgets her powers during the Japanese manga porn bit. She has a less awkward conversation with Jessica Drew than her old boyfriend who died and came back. And yeah. So she ends up going to another dimension. I think I can show the next issue. And she goes to basically their future. And yeah, get her off this planet. Another Captain Marvel #1. Another dumb book. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. The writing's bad, and I, Kelly can be funny. I've pointed out that even in West Coast Avengers has some funny bits, but these writers have to stop writing like they're writing for a sitcom. Set up, joke, punchline. Set up, joke, punchline. As I said, that's why I read some of the lines in here. So if you add a laugh track, you can see exactly how it's supposed to go. And it's a lot of wasted pages, a lot of stupid. It's a Captain Marvel book. Of course, it's supposed to be stupid. Well, I don't think it's supposed to be, but that's the only way it will turn out. I gotta go to work. I've had enough of this. I need a break from this. I'm going back to work. At least when I read stupid stuff there, I get paid, right? So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.